We have a question that many people ask us. What does it say? I met a Pakistani who lives and works in Arabia. I currently live in Argentina. He wants me to visit him so that we can get to know each other in person. He is 30 years old and I am 42 years old. I asked him if he had any problem with my age. He told me no. We write to each other and call each other. He told me that he loves me and that he wants to see me soon. However, when he told me that he wants to marry me and have children, I told him that I cannot have children because I am sterile, and he paused to think and then said, there is no problem. Let's see a Pakistani who talks to a girl and promises her marriage. Why does he do it? I always say, look, brothers, we need to be clever. Many times we fall into problems because we act foolishly. We make ourselves foolish. Do you understand me? When I make myself foolish, I allow others to treat me like a fool. When I act foolish, right. For example, I remember once there was a brother who said, in a city in Colombia, which I will not mention, it was said that a person brought a machine that duplicated dollars, only dollars, $100 bills. Then he said, we went to that machine and gave it $100 first, and it duplicated it. How great. And he gave me 200, that is to say. Then he said, well, I had 5 bills of $100. Then he gave me 2 bills. He gave me 4. Oh, how perfect. So what I had was 5, and I handed him the 5. The machine, which was quite old and rusty, took my $5 and then duplicated them with precision. Ah, how good! I was happy about the deal I had made, so I went back home, and after another day, we went to look for the man who was with that machine and things. And it was a small machine, and when we searched for it, we could not find it. Well, when we take those banknotes to a place, a bank, I don't know what, what can I say? Check if they are real or counterfeit banknotes. We realized that the counterfeiter had stolen all our real bills and that all the duplicated bills were counterfeit. We lost 5 bills of $100, 500 real dollars, and I already had in my hand about 20 bills or less, 20 bills, fake, which was worth 0. In that, dear brother, in that example I told you was real. That is to say, being foolish allows others to take advantage of you. Now let's see. When a person in the East, family ties in the East are very different. Oriental women are very obedient. For example, in Pakistan and Iraq, a person marries an Oriental woman. They are women. When you marry here in the East, they are virgin girls. That is to say, a girl of 18 years, 20 years, or 25 years. A friend of mine just married a 40-year-old woman, and she was a virgin, a real virgin. That is to say, girls are from a very religious, very modest family background, home and all that. So I ask you a question. What reason could a person from the East have to marry a girl from the West? What reason? Tell me. We have to be clever. What motive? Religious motive. I tell you no. I tell you no. Because if that person thinks of making a religious and believing household, they will never look for a girl from their family, from their home. Islamically speaking, if you are looking for a virgin girl, you marry her there. You form a Muslim family from your family, I don't know, from an Islamic country. Do you see? What reason could there be? What reason? Let's see. What benefit could a girl from the West provide to a boy from the East? Well, that girl could be a super beautiful, super talented girl. And that boy loves her physical beauty. That's why he wants to leave all the girls and come here to marry that girl. That could be. Secondly, that girl is a girl with a lot of money, and the boy wants to marry her because of that money. It could be that girl comes from a noble family. The boy wants to marry her for that reason. So let's see. What else? That girl has a nationality like that of Argentina, like that of Mexico, like that of the United States. Her passport is worth more than those from the East. Thus, the main motivation for a person living in the East is to seek a visa residency and then the passport of a country in the West. So, what you see in that marriage is not a benefit, love, ethics, morals, formality, or family. Nothing. It's a lie, brother. What I am primarily looking for is the great motivation from what I have seen and experienced. I am talking about my experience in many Latin countries and many cases I have witnessed. Witness to wrongdoers. Witness to abusers of girls. Witness to how the girls came crying, regretting these virtual marriages. That is to say, the boy does not have residency, he does not have a visa, so he looks for a way to get rid of his country, like with an Iranian, Pakistani, Iraqi, or Arab passport. These passports practically have no value. They are worthless, so the person seeks to get married. The option in Turkey is much better. From North Africa, there isn't much to say. These passports aren't worth much. It's that person who is looking for practically, let's see, for the most part, what we have witnessed was this. Or, he never wants to marry, he just wants to abuse the girl. And in these cases where the boy wants to take advantage of the girl, he asks for unconditional marriage. And you say, is it crazy or what? That's the moment I tell you, don't be foolish. The boy now, what did he write to you? I want to start an Islamic family, and you say that you are sterile, and he says, oh, I don't mind. What do you mean it doesn't matter? If you said that the goal of that marriage is to start a family, now that I told you I am sterile, you have to say, oh, then I can't continue in this relationship because I want to have children. But if the boy says again, oh, I love you unconditionally, you have to doubt. You have to be suspicious of their motives. In those cases, generally, the boy makes certain excuses. I have detailed this in another video, but I will do it again. Because I see girls who are victims of these abusive men. Unfortunately, they are doing this in the name of Islam, in the name of the East. Then the boy says again, look girl, I want to marry you, but I don't have any money. Can you help me with a little cash so that I can travel? For example, the ticket always costs $1,700, and the boy always has $2,500. You only need to deliver $200 that you have to hand over. The moment you deliver that money, or come back with another excuse, oh, my mother died, and I had to spend that money on this. And he asks you for the money again when he goes to see that girl. Foolish enough, silly enough to take advantage of her more. He asks the girl for more. And poor thing, with that hope that one day she will have a Muslim husband, she will marry him, and he will keep asking her for more money. Or, when he takes your money and you will see that he will never travel to your country, the guy will disappear, block you from everything, and leave no trace. And there are many cases of this that I have heard. Let's look at another case. A Colombian friend was telling me about a consul friend of his whose consulate office from a Latin American country was closed. Why in Egypt? Why had 2,500 girls with the desire and the goal of marriage traveled from that country in Latin America to Egypt, seeking a husband, and these poor women have become victims of those abusive men? That sweet boy, who said he is single or separated from his wife seems to be when the girl arrives, saying, "Oh, look, he is a polygamist, he is one of those sugar daddies, but he doesn't pay." Instead, you have to cover all the expenses. It only lasts you a week, like a snack you eat between meals, nothing more. Already, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then goodbye. It's over. And they were left poor, without money, abused, victims, and they wanted to return to their country. They had no way to pay. So, they always came to that consulate, and then the consulate had to pay for the ticket. A lot of problems. So they closed the consulate of that country. Imagine, brothers. So when they tell you to come, why would you go? It's just that I have to meet you, and why should I go when there is no marriage? So Sheikh, you say that we are not going to marry a Muslim boy. No, I don't say that. I say not to trust social networks. Once, a boy, for example, or much more the girl from the United States, they have to be very careful. A Latina girl from the United States wrote to me that she had married a man from Algeria. The young man, who wanted to go study from Algeria, married that poor woman. She gave birth to 2 children for that man. The man, while he was studying, could not earn money. It was like a flea in the house of that poor woman who gave him her home, her family, and surrendered her body. That is to say, marriage, right, love. Poor thing, when she reaches 50 years old, the man who becomes a professor at a prestigious university in the United States, now it's no longer worth staying with that old lady. Why stay with her? Leave the girl? And she would call me, crying, "Hey, the man betrayed me, and now he is dating a young girl because he has money. He no longer depends on my house and has abandoned me with my children. 2 children were from the man, 10 years, and now he abandons the girl. Because the girl reached the age of 50. And that, to be honest, broke my heart. That painful story when I saw it. So hey, are you saying that we shouldn't marry these guys? No. I'm saying not to seek marriage through social media, not to trust it. How to marry a person from the East. Listen to this. When you see a man from the East arriving, he establishes his life in the West. He has residency, he has a house, he has a car, he has things. In other words, he is not coming to seek you for material things. He doesn't come to look for you for, I don't know, just to take advantage of sexual things, or just to seek some residency or money, family, and none of that. That is to say, the boy has really already formed his. He works, studies, and everything. He is a noble man, but he lives in the West. In other words, generally, Arabs are like that. Many Arabs, for example, Lebanese, Palestinians, maybe Iraqis, but few, Afghans, but few, Pakistanis too, few. Some Iranians, yes, but he is a responsible man. He has a job, he is educated, he is doing things, but now he is asking you for a formal marriage. He doesn't want, we can say, to depend on you. He doesn't want to be a parasite in your life. No, he has his own life. He is going to finance you. As a man, he has to pay for the maintenance of his children, for his wife, and he does everything. I am willing. I love you. I love you. I don't need a visa from you, nor residency from you, nor do I want to take advantage of your ignorance. No. I really want to start a family with you. So that's it. Now I am going to marry this person. Do you see? This is going to be like a fair decision. The rest, more than this, I see as very risky. Well, that is my advice. I see it as very risky, especially when that person asks you to travel and a whole bunch of problems arise, and in the end, only God knows who that person is. God knows, so take care of yourself a lot, sister. Take care of yourself a lot. Don't make yourself foolish. Don't make yourself foolish. And for tomorrow, that person might go and abuse your trust, or we could say, your foolishness, right? Take care of yourselves, take care of yourselves. May God bless you, dear sister. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.